Well, I got all the sound stuff in the boxcar. I don't think I could hardly get another wire in there. There's a battery, a speaker, a audio amplifier, a 3.7 volt to 5 volt card in there. I've got a reset switch on the back here for the Bluetooth. Although usually once it connects to Bluetooth the first time, I don't need that anymore, but I thought I'd put it in. The little slide switch right there is for to be either charged. So if it's in the position it is right now, I can put a charge cable in here and charge the battery. If I put it in the back position, then the power is on to all the electronics in here. It's taken me a couple days to get all this in here. Basically, I had the circuit all tested. Everything worked fine. I'm about ready to give it a test now to see if everything's still working fine, if I didn't screw up a wire or short something out inside or whatever. So we'll see how things go. I guess everybody can tell this is N scale. So thanks for watching. Another update on the HandCab-DC throttle. I might actually finish this in the coming week, I hope. I don't have everything quite the way it is here. Let me remove some of this. So I'm working on finishing up on the electronics inside the throttle. There's the on-off switch over there. These will be function keys. This is the reverser, and the other two handles were the throttle and the brake. It'll have a switch over on the other side that you can turn back and forth if the engine's going in the wrong direction because the polarity needs to be changed. You can flip that so that on the throttle it'll always be forward. These limit switches work on the reverser to either tell the or not tell, but to set the loco in either forward or reverse or neutral. I'm starting to put some of the electronics inside. What I basically have to do is move all of the electronics shown here to the inside of the throttle. I've also been spending most of the last week working with my sound card, and I just finished it. So I've got a lot of electronics in this car. I don't think I can hardly get another wire in there. It has a switch on the side here that I can put in one position to charge the battery through this port on the back. I'll paint that to get rid of the white later. It has a small button switch on the side here if the Bluetooth needs to be reset. Normally I've found that once it's set the first time, the Bluetooth remembers this, but if I move the Bluetooth, say, to a Bluetooth speaker on the layout or to my Bluetooth that's in the shop, then I would have to probably press this button to repair it back. I've got this up and running right now. I'm going to switch the sound to this speaker right here. This is the speaker that will go into the throttle up in the front part. Let me change that. And I think that we're on that speaker now. I'm going to set the phone down for a second. Okay, I got the speaker on. I just reset the Arduino. We'll go ahead and go through. Here's the start sequence. All the sound files I've captured off of different internet sites. The 575 diesel that was used from the 30s to the 60s. So that's the startup. If I've got some options here. I can turn the sound off or on, and it will remember where it is. Turn the bell on, turn the bell off. There's a sharp whistle. I can't get the sound on this really the way I like it yet, but it's getting there. So I could use this to, this is what you'd use in the yard to say you're going forward, reverse. I've got a medium length horn that you can run, and a long horn. You can run these at any time. I also have a horn sequence that if you were approaching a crossing, you can also go from idle up to a higher notch. Once you're at the higher notch, you can also play the horn, so forth. You've got another button. If you press it, it's going to go back down to idle. I can then go back up, notch up or down as many times as you want. And if we hit once we go back, notch down to idle, if we press it again, it'll go to the shutdown sequence. So basically, with the buttons on the throttle, you will be able to toggle any of those sound sequences. I'll switch the throttle over now to the Bluetooth. So now we should have sound in the boxcar that would be behind the loco. So we're now hearing the speaker in the boxcar. It's a 9x16 speaker. Same thing here. Play any of the horns. The bell. I've got my hands full here between doing this, but there is a volume control that affects the volume on either the speaker in the HandCab or the Bluetooth volume. I just went to a run speed here with the throttle. Go through the horn sequence. Move the phone back here a few feet. We'll go back down to idle. There again, I can turn the sound off or on with a single button on the throttle. And we'll go to shutdown. This has been a lot longer project than I thought it would. Trying to figure out the electronics. I'd never dealt with amplifiers before. I'd never tried to edit sound files and link them together and so forth. So it's been a big project. I've enjoyed it. Being DCC, I doubt after all this I'll actually use this throttle that much. It's a complicated build, so I don't expect a whole lot of people to build the throttle, but I hope some of you guys out there build the throttle. I'm going to have the throttle in another version without the throttle handles on top. It'll have an encoder on it, so instead of having to do the mechanical part of the build, which is linking all this to the motor controller board, the green top of it showing here, that's all kind of tricky. You got to print a lot of parts. There's also going to be a horn button right here on the side, or a horn lever. But the other thing is, I've thought about also putting this up so that someone with a DC layout could not run the throttle as a DC throttle, but I mean someone with a DCC layout could run this just for the sound and have a car, so they're non-sound locos, they could put this car behind it if they wanted and run it. Or it would be an option that wouldn't even have the throttle part of it at all. It would just have the buttons to control the sound and the Bluetooth, so forth. There'd still be sound with the speaker in your hand if you wanted that sound, or it could send the sound to this boxcar Bluetooth. So I think that's about wraps it up. Hopefully I'll have another video in a week that shows everything together and a loco pulling the boxcar on the layout. So thanks for watching.